Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you my curly hair routine. First, I start with freshly washed hair, and I just wrapped it up in a soft cotton t-shirt to get the extra water out of it before starting. Here's just a shot to show you what my hair looks like with no product. And first I'm going to be starting with my Aphogee Keratin and Green Tea Restructurizer. Now this is considered my heat protectant because I will be diffusing my hair later on in the routine. So I just get this all throughout my hair, making sure that I focus on the areas where it takes the longest for it to dry, and just work that through. Next, I use my leave-in, which is the Kinky Curly Not Today, and I use about a quarter-sized amount on each half of my head and just work that through. This has awesome slip, and it definitely has a great amount of moisture that stays in my hair for the full 3 or 4 days, depending on how long I go before rewashing. Then I follow up with my styler, which is the Camille Rose Curl Love Moisture Milk. And I also use a little bit more than a quarter size on this, but at this point I divide my hair into 4 sections and I put that amount on 1/4 of my hair. So just work that in. It's a very thick product, but it is moisturizing. Then lastly, I follow up with my pure aloe vera juice, and this seals in all of that good moisture. Now it's very watery, which most people might not like. I had to get used to it myself a little bit, but it definitely, smooths down the cuticles, and it's very light. Now I'm going to be taking small to medium-sized sections of my hair and doing what most people would consider finger coiling. Now I just do this throughout my head lightly until I've done it on all the sections. And what I do after finger coiling is just lightly scrunch the ends of my hair. Now I continue this process over my entire head, and I focus a lot of attention on the front section of my hair because it has the looser curl pattern, so I have to really make sure that it completely coils up and scrunch it, until my heart's desire, to make sure that the curl forms. So here's what my head looks like when all of the coils are in it, and then I let it dry for about an hour and a half. Here my hair is about 90% dry, and at this point I just lightly pull apart each of the individual coils to create volume and to also make it, not look super perfect, right? You want it to look really natural. So this is a close-up of the coils, and it's very, very moisturized, and it's just super springy. Now at this point you want to be very careful and just lightly pull apart each of the curls. I don't have any type of oil or product on my hand when doing it, but if your hair frizzes up a lot, then you might want to put just a little bit of coconut oil or some light oil on your hair. See the difference? Now this is after I've completed my entire head. You can see that there's tons of volume now, and so the process of pulling apart the coils takes the longest. You would think that it's putting them in, but really for me it takes longest to pull them apart. Now I'm just going to use my diffuser to finish drying it and also lifting my roots to add even more volume to my hair. And I believe my dryer was set on the warm setting, high speed. So you're just doing this all throughout. And if you want to skip the heat protectant stage, you're welcome to do that because you really don't use much heat with this routine. And if you're a person who doesn't like to air dry, then you might want to definitely use the heat protectant. And as you can see, I went with the middle part at this point, but you'll see later on that I ended up changing it up. So I'm using my handy dandy pick because it seems like lots of curly girls like that volume, and I'm no different. So I'm just lightly pulling out the roots. Make sure you do not pull that pick all the way through your hair because you will have a mess on your hands. So you just want to pull at the roots, maybe like an inch from your scalp. And I just continue doing this all over until I am pleased with it. And this is what the back is looking like, just to get the parts out. And pretty much that is it. From start to finish, it probably took me about 3.5 hours, only because I took the hour and a half to let my hair air dry. And I switched up my part and it gave me more volume that I liked. And guys, that is it. Very simple, full of moisture, springy curls. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and until next time.